doing? I just seen you at the Key show the other night.
Yes, sir.
That shit was fire.
VA Beach legend, man.
Bro.
Yeah.
I think he shot a music video for the VA Beach freestyle there.
Hopefully.
I seen somebody tweet about it.
It makes sense. I just feel like it's long overdue.
Bro, I was actually, do you have history with Key? I was going down your page and you have like, I think it was like 2013. You had some tweets that he was.
Actually, yeah, when I was making beats, he was one of the first people on.
Hold up, you good? If I just
go a little bit. Damn, you said that was an early tweet. That was the fucking. Hey, I sent him some beats on like Twitter type shit. He was like, "Oh, this hard."
Yeah, I seen it. It was like the old looking Twitter too.
Bro,
like,
oh, that had to be 2013, bro. 2013, 2014. But nah, niggas been tapped in on Key since just the early days, bro. Like, he low-key got like a cult following out here. You know what I'm saying? So, but besides that, he wore some gear before when I got into the clothing. So, like, it's definitely been a bunch of different interactions with Key, though.
So 2013, so you started out as being a producer.
So I was a hooper, like all high school. Senior year, broke my leg. And then I ended up, bro, I was a rapper for like 1 month.
Just 1 month?
1 month. I was
Why'd you stop after a month?
Because it just felt like I was going against the grain, bro. It didn't feel natural. You know what I'm saying? So I started making beats because I couldn't find no beats. This was like when Chief Keef, probably 2012, when like the drill scene really started. And I'd be more on like the sample, like soul beats now, you know what I'm saying? Like, perfect example now, like the Cash Cobain kind of vibe.
I was doing that. You still make beats?
Not for real. I want to get back into it, but I wanted to, so I switched to producing. I was a producer for like 3 years. Okay. And I was mainly like sampling and stuff. And then I would start meeting these celebrities. And I think the last person I met was Dom Kennedy. And I just wanted something like physical to give him. And that's kind of how like the idea started. Like, I need to make hats. And then it kind of just spiraled into there. And it became like the full thing. So it started with but I definitely want to like circle back after like brand get big, go back and make beats for like Rocky or like Tyler, like people who's already in that fashion scene, or make beats for like fashion shows, or, you know what I'm saying, definitely get back into that.
Yeah, I seen you just did the, I think it was at the ComplexCon. You had like Rocky in there. I think Rihanna was in there.
So that was
in there.
You know, they put up, I met them for F1. That was last year.
Okay.
But the ComplexCon, yeah, that joint was definitely one of the ones. It was unexpected because they told us just 30 days before the joint. So, like, most brand stuff had like 4 or 5 months to prepare. Like, bro, all the clothes, all the artwork, everything got there the day before ComplexCon. So if we would have had one hiccup, bro, we would have had an empty booth. Like, so all that shit just came in. We put up the wallpaper, all that shit ourselves, and then, yeah, that was it. It was in our city, so it was in Vegas. So we was like one of the only brands in Vegas that wasn't like a big brand, you know what I'm saying? So from the city, so we definitely got a lot of love.
I definitely want to get to that, to the ComplexCon thing, to moving to Vegas.
Got a lot to unpack.
Yeah, doing your first ever in-store. I think it was at the MCM in the Forum. I want to get into all this, but so I kind of wanted to start with like maybe, so you were a producer at first, started doing the hats like 2013-ish. People probably don't know. I don't even think you remember. I feel like I told you this like every time I've seen you, but I met you in like 2017 with my boy Mello. We shot like some commercial for you. I want to say it was in a library. It never came out. But where were you at with the brand in those days, like 2017 time?
So we started, I want to say 2015, 2016. So I think April 2015, but we didn't get into like, we only did hats for like the first 2 years. Okay. So we didn't get into clothes to like 2017. That was our first. We made some yellow jackets, but the first two years was mainly just hats, bro. I was like influenced by like 40-ounce Van, and I think he made a tweet one year. He was like, he made $60K a month off selling hats. And I was in college at the time. I was like, there's no major at this college can get you that paid. You know what I'm saying? So that's when I started switching to the beats, to the hats, to the, you know what I'm saying? Because I used to make just custom hats for myself. People kept asking, like, where you get that from? Where you get that from? I used to go to Lids, get a custom embroidery, and just like add little patches, add this and that to it. And then when we first made the drop, we had, I think, 24 hats total. So we was doing like pop-up shops out in Hampton. So I was living in Hampton when I went up there. I went to Hampton, was it 2013 to 2018?
Are you born and raised in Hampton?
No, I just went there for college.
Okay.
So I was low-key hope because I already had like the North Virginia Beach, Chesapeake side, and then I had the Hampton side after I started going to school. So I had both sides of the 7-5. But yeah, I graduated from Indian River though. So like I said, it was all ball was life, bro. Like straight just hooper. I think I was going to the NBA, man.
So where are you from though? Like where were you born at?
Born originally in Norfolk, grew up like Chesapeake, grew up kind of Virginia Beach. Kind of just been outside, bro. Like from hooping, you kind of just know everybody. So I had friends just like in every city kind of thing. But I graduated from Indian River in Chesapeake.
Yeah, fashion is cool, bro, because you can really make money without being super huge. Like you can make hats. Bro was making $6,000 off hats.
Yeah.
I know. Like Chance the Rapper. I think that's why he wasn't dropping music for a few years because he was just making millions of dollars off the Chance 3 hat.
Yeah,
just going crazy. Like I always say like fashion and DJing. Sure. You can make money without being famous. Like if you make music, you kind of have to have some notoriety before people will book you and like pay you for features and stuff. But coming up all throughout your journey, you can make money selling clothes or DJing places.
No, that's facts. That's facts.
So you're selling these hats. You start making clothes. Well, I guess when did you move to Vegas? And what was the idea with moving to Vegas?
So we moved to Vegas to 2019. So finished Hampton, graduated and stuff. Went back home for like maybe, let's say 4 or 5 months. And when we moved to Vegas, it was literally like 3-4 months before COVID hit. So we got there low-key at the right time because Vegas was still cheap before the Raiders came. Like, so the rent was mad low. I was like as close to LA versus like a New York or LA prices. You know what I'm saying?
So is that why Vegas?
It was
close to LA?
It was multiple reasons. The main joint too, I felt like it was on the it was upcoming. And I only went to Vegas once before I moved there. So I just seen it and I was kind of like, I was like, yo, they really can't dress.
It's
can't
cheap.
Dress? Nah, I don't think, because it'd be like too hot. So it's not even their fault. You know, we come with like seasons. We get all 4 seasons in a week. So we get layers. We get hoodies, jackets, hats. Out there it's like 110, 120, you know what I'm saying? So they just wearing like shorts, no shirt, you know what I'm saying? So it's real simple. I was like, I'm close to LA. It's West Coast. We kind of already was going up and down the East Coast. So it kind of like, they was getting a bunch of sports teams coming to them. They was getting a bunch of sports teams coming to them. And I felt like that would be kind of easy to like infiltrate it as opposed to like going straight out to like a New York or LA where it's like they already kind of established and they already work with their people kind of thing. So that was kind of the whole vision behind Vegas. And when I said Vegas, everybody was looking crazy like, yo, Vegas, like that's somewhere you go to travel, to visit. They ain't really think about like making that a play to like a destination kind of thing.
Yeah, I went to Vegas one time, bro. I went to LA a few times. So me and my boy drove from Beverly Hills to Vegas. So it's like that like stretch of like 200 miles of desert to get there. It's actually crazy because there's like some alien restaurant. I don't know if you ever passed by it. On the way to Vegas, it's like some restaurant or store, but it's like a whole alien design out front. There's like aliens sitting in like a DeLorean. But yeah, I lost like $700 in Vegas. I was there for a night. I was like, bro, fuck Vegas.
I don't even be gambling, bro. I done seen too many crazy stories, bro. Too many. So I was about to say I don't really gamble that. So went out there, it was just mad cheap, and then it was like, then COVID hit. So luckily we got in when we got because it probably would have been hard to get the crib. But then, bro, Vegas was lit during COVID, bro. Like,
what were the restrictions like out there? I know LA was like shut down.
They closed down the clubs, but like the house party Airbnb Vegas area was born. So like,
were people masked up?
Hell no. And nobody caught COVID, bro. Like that. I don't know if it was the heat. I don't know if it was just like people was getting. That was probably the funnest time in Vegas, bro. Because then you had like some people from out of town. You had a lot of people was coming to Vegas because Vegas was low key still open, and you had a bunch of people just throwing like 10 bedroom mansion parties and stuff. So like you got a chance to meet people that was actually in Vegas versus like meeting tourists or people just in town for the weekend. So that low key helped just networking, going out during those COVID times of like, I do this, I do that. So by the time the club and the strip opened back up, you kind of had somebody that worked at this club, that club. So you already kind of had like those seeds got planted.
Did you have like connections when you first went out there, or did you have to like build your network from scratch?
It was low key. I used the same blueprint I did in VA. I started with the hats, like exactly the same exact drops. I did it over in Vegas. So that was kind of my thing. But I knew my roommate had family who lived in Vegas. They was kind of the only ones that like helped us get the crib and stuff, just like going to look at different spots and stuff. But I maybe knew 1 or 2 people that lived in Vegas, but not enough to be like, it was already something set. So definitely just had to start over. I kind of like that climb though, that underdog being number 2 kind of thing, and trying to like figure it out versus being like wanting to be top dog and just sit back, kick my feet up.
Yeah, being an underdog is cool because I feel like that's when you get the most support. Like people really want to be like, they want to support you when you when you come up. It's like when you get to that top spot, it's like start getting the hate. It's like, you don't really deserve it. Like this, that.
And low key help, because then when they see you get to the top though, it's like they feel like they was a part of it. Like they, I remember when people tell me I still got this drop from Boom Boom, this drop from Boom Boom. So like they definitely get to see like the growth, and they kind of growing with you, but you definitely got to like switch it up so you don't get that. People get tired of you winning, because that, you see what's happening with Drake right now. People, you know what I'm saying, they tired of him keep winning for too long. So it's like definitely like to shake it up and switch it up at times.
I feel like, no, even on Drake, I feel like this Kendrick beef is going to be great for him in the long run, because it's going to give him that edge of being hated. He was loved for so long, like we're saying. People start getting annoyed of loving you and everybody loving you. So now it's like you have this level of hate that's coming your way, so it's almost like makes you an underdog again.
They want villain Drake back, man.
They want villain Drake back. We need Blackberry Drake back. Only person I really know from it, I don't know him, but like, I listen to his music. You know Dizzy Wright?
Yeah.
That's like the only Vegas artist I know.
He be outside
really.
Too. Like,
have you met him?
Yeah, ran into him a couple times. That's the homie now. So it's like, I done seen him probably like 5-10 times like that. So definitely locked in with him. But yeah, he was probably the biggest. Same thing. I used to listen to him like high school and stuff like that. But
2013, I was on Dizzy Wright heavy.
They definitely had a vibe out there. Definitely had a little. So it'd be crazy now of like even seeing people I used to listen to like getting cool with them now, or just seeing like him in person and make it kind of full circle. You
mentioned these mansion parties. I just did a podcast the other night with Chrissy. You know Chrissy? Yeah. She was like, ask him about his mansion parties. She's like, you used to throw crazy mansion parties. What's up with this?
Still banned from Airbnb to this day, man. To this day, Airbnb, I need my account back, bro. Like, what do I got to do, bro? But we used to throw, like, it started 2017, around that same time, bro. Like, we used to throw, like, I never wanted, like, a storefront. I always wanted to do, like, events around the joint. So at first, the brand was called Twozzday. That was just the two Z's in my name. And then we launched Twozzday as strictly, like, an event side of it. So we used to do, like, pop-ups on Tuesdays, or, like, parties, or, like I said, the mansion party. So the first one we did, we dropped 22 shirts. It was all Twozzday tees in like 22 different colors, and it's like a beach house right on Virginia Beach oceanfront, like mansion party kind of vibe. So that kind of started becoming like different drops and events would go along with like different mansion parties versus like just the normal like pop-up shop. Or I always want to do like make an event out of it, you know, bring a lot of females out, bring the baddies out. That's gonna bring the guys out. You know what I'm saying? People gonna want to get fly and just have a crazy Hangover 3 type party vibe, bro. Like, and then that ended up translating to out here, to different events, even to Vegas. Started throwing like mansion parties out there, penthouse parties out there. So that kind of definitely became just synonymous with the brand.
You mentioned you didn't want a storefront. How come? Do you still feel that way? Yeah.
I feel like I'll be like tied down. I ain't gonna be able to like move around. So like I feel like. And then if it's different, if you're not there, you gotta have the right team in place. And then some people want to go to the store to see you, so it's not even the same vibe if you're not in there. But I rather do like pop-ups and like move around, or have like I said, those mansion kind of vibes versus like trying to get a storefront and kind of just being like stationary. You know what I'm saying? So that was even, like I said, the whole vibe of like the Twozzday was kind of just to move around. So before we even moved to Vegas, we did a Twozzday tour. So like Twozzday in New York, Twozzday in Richmond, Twozzday in Atlanta. And I low-key used that tour to kind of see like what was the best vibe I got of like moving to the next spot. So say if Atlanta showed the most love, I probably would have moved to Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of used that as just like, how would the brand fit here? How would the
like
brand
testing
fit
the waters.
And I did different drops for every city. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like, even what I want to do now, like Twozzday in Paris, Twozzday in New York, Twozzday in Tokyo, kind of like bring it to that global stage, but still have those different like flagships.
I guess also, what is the infatuation with the Tuesdays? And were you really hyped when the McConaughey shit dropped? The
bro,
club going up on the Tuesday?
Bro, I still want to do a shoot with bro. I got to do a legendary McConaughey shoot. But it started with just two Z's money, and then it kind of became twos the more I started like learning about branding and 222 and angel numbers. So I'm driving and people sending me license plates or like clocks. So that became a big like, I would say even marketing thing. And then Twozzday literally became the events. But I kind of started liking where that could have went though, like I said, Tuesday in Vegas, Tuesday in Paris, Tuesday in New York, kind of just like the vibe of like every spot can be different because a Tuesday in Vegas is gonna be different from a Tuesday out here in Virginia Beach. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of just fell in love with that concept and kind of just stuck with it and rolled with that.
See, I'm not really too hip on like the trajectory of like fashion brands or how like what is the usual blueprint that brands will use? Like you try to I see people trying to get like their stuff to like famous people for marketing.
That
like,
used to kind of work, but that kind of got like burnt out because everybody started doing it. You know what I'm saying? But it depends like your end goals. Some people want to be as big as the Louis. Some people want to just be like, I want to make enough money to not work a job and feed my family. So it kind of just starts there, and then I don't know. I feel like it depends on you though. It depends on the person that's like running it, because like some people like want to be in front of camera, and it kind of correlates with their brand. Or some people want to be they're more shy, so they might want to be behind the scenes or like have like not a face attached to the brand. You know what I'm saying? So there's multiple ways to go. You can go to the sports route. You can go high end. It's just I feel like it really depends on the designer.
They say it's great to not have your face or your name attached to your brand, because like that people say like that will ultimately bring you hate in some fashion at some point. Like your brand can become bigger without a face attached to it. Like if you think about Walmart or you think about any of these big like corporations, you don't associate a face with it.
I feel like that's how it used to be. Now I think it kind of can help if you do it the right way.
Like, makes it more like personal.
Yeah, not to the sense of like a rapper trying to start a brand just because like he's a famous rapper, but like now you think of like the Don C's or think of Virgil. Like then everything Virgil started doing, people want to just like show love. You know what I'm saying? So I think like they kind of became the new fashion like rock stars, and you starting to see like people put themselves out there more. Like I said, the Don C's, the Virgils. You got bro from
I feel like Desto Dub going crazy right now.
That's another thing. Like, and that's what I'm saying. Him having even the storefront, him being at the store, people want to go and tap in and take pictures and like. So picture off a lot of cost when you didn't know who was behind it. It make more sense now because you know who Desto Dub is. You know it's authentic. Like he lives and breathes his brand kind of thing. So it's like now they one and the same.
I think for him too, it works out because of the location of his store. Like I think it's on Melrose, so it's like there's gonna be your demographics already there. So it's like why not be there? I think also it's just the world is changing as far as shopping. Like storefronts are kind of dying out. Like just not even just fashion, but anything. Like we got like the MacArthur Mall is about to close around here, I think, in Norfolk.
For real, oh man.
The new thing, I don't know if you're hip on this, is like it's called, I think they call it social shopping, where it'll be like a live feed. Like they do it on TikTok. Like it'll be like a live feed. You're like in your store, you're somewhere, and it's a live feed, and people shop just by watching the live, and you can buy it like from there on the live. But like you're like commenting and interacting with other people that are also buying it too.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna go through that. Like I kind of just think of like Twitch. You know what I'm saying? A picture of Casanat did a pop-up shop midstream and like was selling. He get those like 5 gifted and whatever, but picture life he had $100, $200 products that he can really sell at bulk. Like that's gonna be the new method, or you know what I'm saying? So it's definitely getting ways, or you might watch a Netflix show and be able to just to buy it straight off the TV. So like it's gonna definitely be like different ways. You're gonna have the virtual vibe. You're gonna have like, so it's different ways as opposed to just because you can't pick your storefront up and go with you.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's also cool too. I've seen Ali do that. Like they have those virtual stores where like you'll go in there and you can like walk around the whole thing, like have like an avatar.
And that was out there. We did a VR website with that 2020 before like it really got big, and that kind of even took off during COVID because like people never really seen the VR stuff. We had like a Tuesday mansion, kind of like a Playboy mansion vibe, and you can walk around in the VR mansion, and everything on the website was for sale. So like from the pillows to the rugs to the bed sheets to the posters, like we just made the whole house as opposed to just like t-shirts and hats.
Is that site still active?
The website is, but not the VR thing, because I want to revamp it. But I'm definitely bringing that back next year for like a whole new version, because now I know way more about it. Like a lot of the technology got better, so like I'm trying to do like a whole new VR launch where you could probably put on your headset and be in the whole Tuesday mansion.
That's what I was gonna say. Like a lot of this stuff that we're seeing the early versions of it, like VR or even like NFTs or the blockchain. All of this stuff will become more popular and and have a lot of cooler things attached to it once creatives get their hands on it. But it's like it's gonna take the technology to get a little better. Like the technology's not all the way there yet.
For sure.
Like I have the Ray-Ban Meta glasses. My girl just got me. Bobby got some too.
They are too.
Those are cool too. Like you can record. You got a microphone, some speakers. But like augmented reality is gonna be the wave. Like once they get you know what augmented is, right? Where you can see the real world and like you can see VR like attached to it,
top of his head, or like little. You might have somebody just Instagram name above their head, or just like
So basically, it'll look like regular glasses, but now you could put a skin on your world. Like you could see the regular world, but you could just put shit in it. Like,
and then you're looking at the meta glasses. Think about when like a Balenciaga or a Louis does the same thing, but with like crazy stylish glasses. So that's gonna come kind of be incorporate in the fit versus like, because tech and fashion will always kind of didn't fit because it would either be too big or it will look too techish. Like, but when it start getting designed into the fit as like a fashion piece and it records and it does this and it does that, that's gonna kind of be, you're gonna start seeing that blend.
Bro, I did a podcast with this dude Yasha Grubin and this lady Maral over the summer in New York. Maral is actually a former vice president of Yeezy, and they're starting this.
Fire.
They're starting this shoe. It's like the world's first energy generating shoe. So basically, like it has like power banks in it in each shoe, and the way it charges is when you walk. That's technology. Like you never got to plug it in. So basically, you just walk and it'll charge up, and then you can like take it out and charge your phone, charge shit with it. So they're like they're somewhere. They're kind of near the front of introducing like tech to like fashion wear.
And it's coming. You definitely see like the Meta glasses. Cause I think, because Apple kind of tried with their VR joint, but I don't think it did as good as it's supposed to, just because like it's not an everyday use.
Yeah, I think they're like, testing the waters. Like they made it expensive. Like they made like $3,500. Like they know the masses aren't going to be able to afford that. Yeah. But that's kind of I think they just did that to like get into the market. Now they'll like kind of progressively make it better and cheaper.
But once they see it in that iPhone, once it's like everybody has it, I think that's when it's going to start getting like when it's going to be a feature where you could just put your iPhone on it connects to your glasses or something crazy, and it's going to just open a whole other when everybody get it. Because that was the easy thing with the VR when I did it. It was just like everybody doesn't have access to VR yet. You know,
most people don't.
And this was 4 or 5 years ago, and people just starting to get it now. So we were super early. Like now, I know how to design all the VR stuff. I know how to like the softwares and everything. But I'm definitely gonna bring it back with a whole different. You could just go in a pop-up shop and it'd be a picture like an all red room, and you just go in there, scan something, put the headset in, and you're in a whole different world. You know what I'm saying? So ideas and ways people can get crazy creative is just unlimited for real.
Okay, so you're starting out here with these mansion parties. You're doing the hats. You start doing the clothes. You go to Vegas because it was kind of a cheap location, cheaper than L.A., New York, but you're still kind of in the mix a little bit. You're building your network out there. You came back here for, I think, the 2023 Something in the Water. You did the collab with Coastal Edge.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
Even
How was
before
that?
getting there, before we went to Vegas, we was already kind of like ground running out here. So like, I would say even that first year that it switched we had Chris Brown in the hat. And ironically, he wore it in Vegas on New Year's. So that was like a little just foreshadowing. I've never been to Vegas when he wore it. But he wore that on New Year's of 2017. So that was like within our first 1 to 2 years.
And how did he get it?
I did this photo shoot with this one guy. Shout out my boy D for Art. And then he hit me one day, was like, yo, I was just talking to Chris Brown stylist. And I'm like, what you saying? Like, what you mean? And he was like, yo, he said, send them like 2 of each. So I said, I just read up. I got the whole pack through. And I was just waiting because I'm like, I already knew he was one of the ones I was trying to get it on. Like, I got DMs trying to DM Chris Brown before, like, all that even happened. So he ended up coming out wearing that on New Year's. He ended up reposting a picture on his page. And then that's when people kind of like, it switched like, all right, we're going to start taking me serious versus just like another just like hat brand or something. So they saw that. And that was a lot of people's first time of seeing like, oh, a celebrity wearing somebody's stuff that I know. You know what I'm saying? So like, that was 2017. And then my second one was Bieber. So out the gate was just Chris Brown and Bieber.
I saw that you posted. You were like, "Thanks ESPN for the free promo." Wasn't him like kicking a bottle or something?
Yeah, he was beefing with Tom Cruise. He had the hat on. They gave a whole shout out to the hat and everything. But those were the first 2. So after that, it was just like a snowball effect. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of easier. Had a little bit more leverage. But then it just like kind of just got addicted to that high of like, love this feeling like, what's next? How big can we actually make it? And like I said, that started just snowballing. So by the time we left to go to Vegas, we was already kind of like 4 or 5 years deep. You know what I'm saying? So the brand was already kind of well known out here from Hampton to Chesapeake to Norfolk to Virginia Beach. But I was like I said, wanted to start over and get that climb back again. So that's when I moved to Vegas, it was that same blueprint from starting with the Vegas hats to the boom boom to the getting on celebrities. It was literally that same kind of blueprint. We did that work, and then that's how it kind of transitioned over to Vegas.
So when these celebrities are wearing your stuff, do you see a direct correlation to like sales? Like somebody will wear your shit, now it's like a bunch of orders coming in?
But yeah, sometimes. But back then was like, it's kind of different because now the celebrities know and they want to check from it. Not necessarily for me, but like a celebrity back in the day would wear it and just had not have a problem. Now it's like they in like fashion deals. They can't wear this brand. They can't like tag it, or they might want a percentage. So like now they kind of became more conscious of like our impact or the impact they have on the brand. Because you seen like, I would say when A$AP Rocky and Hood by Air was beefing, then he made that song. You know what I'm saying? That kind of, I think, started behind just the Rocky feel like he made that brand blow up and he wanted a percentage of the brand, and bro wasn't really trying to give him, you know what I'm saying? He like, you helped it, you wore it, but we still put in that legwork. We still made our designs, got it to this point. So I feel like a lot of celebrities and stuff now is kind of like conscious of what they wearing, what they tagging. I heard a story of Bieber wearing somebody's brand, like a 16-year-old kid, and the next day he woke up with like 200,000 in his account just from like orders. So like, celebs definitely know their power and stuff now, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it makes sense. They just want their piece of the pie.
I get that, but that's almost kind of lame like if you wearing a brand just because you genuinely love it, that's cool. But like now, if we know, me personally, like if I know a celebrity's only wearing something because they are getting paid for it, it takes away some of that organic feel of it. I don't know.
And so, but when Chris Brown, we got a lot of like influx of orders. When Bieber wore, we was getting like overseas orders. But like that was a different Instagram too. That's when like a shout out can get you like 20,000 followers from the right shout out and stuff. So like now I feel like it's a different. You don't even see the stuff chronological order. It's like,
no, the algorithm crazy right now.
You see a shout out for shout out, you probably unfollowing that person versus like actually following somebody. So that was like early Instagram too. So we definitely got like a lot of orders and stuff from that. But a tag, if you probably would have tagged me, I probably would have woke up a millionaire for sure. Like that's
social media is just kind of funny to me right now, bro. It's like back in the day, I feel like when we were coming up, like the stuff that actually went up for the most part was like cool shit. So now it's like, so if something goes up, you're like, damn, it's a reason for it. But now it's like
serious now too.
It's too serious in some ways. But for me, I just feel like it got oversaturated with regular people doing regular shit. Like a lot of viral moments is just somebody just like, it'd be like cooking or like literally somebody just living their regular life. Like, bro, this isn't even artistic or inspiring in any way.
Because everybody's seen them, people be trying to like do it too perfect. So when you do some regular organic stuff, it's kind of good. Do some regular organic stuff, it's like probably refreshing versus like a, you know what I'm saying, trying to make a photo shoot just for a regular picture. You know what I'm saying? So
what would you say has been before we get to like this, the MCM stuff and ComplexCon and Coastal Edge, what would you say has been the most challenging part of building your brand so far?
Bro, really just, I would say the production, making sure you're getting like manufacturers getting deadlines on time, making sure they don't mess up a whole order. Bro, I be going at it with my manufacturers, bro. Like, those are the only people that make me mad, bro. Like, screaming at the top of my lungs at 4 a.m, like, cursing them out, bro. It gets real. But, because you, like, if they like, mess up a batch, they're not going to refund you because they paid their order, they paid their workers to make it, they bought the material. So, it's like, sometimes you got to, some good advice I heard is, like, sometimes you got to redesign the mistakes. And I, like, say if they messed up on something, like, you can, like, remarket it like it was intentional. You know what I'm saying? So say if this came out red instead of green, we could be like, yo, special edition for these 12 jackets or something like that. So it's like, but I feel like everybody goes through it. I mean, the bigger you get, just like handling that production, make sure everything get here on time. I definitely probably would say that, and just maintaining it, bro. Like, because it definitely gets exhausting, gets tiring. It's like it's never gonna be a point where you're gonna have like a bunch of cash in your pocket and just like keeping it yours. If you get a big drop, you're gonna have to spend more for orders. You know what I'm saying? So like
reinvest it.
I don't really see, when I see myself growing, it's not about like how much I'm making, it's about like how much I'm spending. You know what I'm saying? So it's times where it's like I might be spending 5 figures on a re-up. I'm like, I remember I used to spend $500 on the re-up and think that was a lot. You know what I'm saying? But I'm never gonna just pocket a big chunk and just be like, oh yeah, we good, and just not do nothing with it. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing, and a lot of people like spending their re-up money too, bro. Like, gotta make sure that goes into orders, or that might go to a new photo shoot, or you might go into like a new videographer, but his rates might be higher. You know what I'm saying? So finding ways to running ads and stuff. So it's always keeping that money working, where it's like you might not see the return back then, but it's gonna just keep adding to the brand.
It's like in a long game. That reminds me of Dame Dash when he's like, I really don't have any money. He's like, I'm reinvesting everything back into.
Sit on no bread. If you do, that's when you're gonna start having the people like, yeah, I didn't get my order, boom, boom, like, because you kept all the re-up money. You know what I'm saying? So
it's challenging working with manufacturers. If there is like a kid or somebody coming up with a brand right now watching this, what is that process, or like, is there any tips you can give them to find manufacturers that will work for them?
Yeah, now it's
and are you doing like overseas manufacturing?
All my stuff kind of. So I know how to like sew and stuff, but I don't try to get. I might like know it to like customize something, or just to like show them, or just so it's easy so I can communicate with them. Because if I know how to do it, I can kind of speak their language versus just like,
or like make like a sample to
show
them.
Or I want this jacket to look like that. They might not, you know what I'm saying, like not understand what I'm talking about. But now it's kind of easy. You got Instagram, a lot of hashtags. You really got to like watch out for scammers. That's another thing. Like, don't get scammed. Like, don't just automatically send a big chunk of money. Like, make them do a sample, or like
scam by a manufacturer.
Because a lot of people overseas that just act like a manufacturer. You send them money, then they're gonna run off. You know what I'm saying? That's happened to me multiple times. But you can go to like Alibaba, AliExpress, and then find the direct people who already make similar products. You know what I'm saying? Ask them for customization. All right. And yeah, it's a bunch of different ways. Like I say, it kind of got easier, but now it's to the point, it's not really finding a manufacturer, it's about finding the right one for you. Because a lot of manufacturers do different things. Like, the people that make my hats and the people that make my jackets, 2 different people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't go through the same. And it's good to have different plugs, because you can kind of move faster and you don't want to get backed up. You know what I'm saying? Because they just trying to make money. So if they got a brand that come in and say we want a $100,000 order, your order going to the back. They trying to make their money. You know what I'm saying? So it's always good, like, to diversify your manufacturers and your plugs, and really like build that relationship, because you want to get to the point where like they will front you and they know you're not gonna run off, because they scared of getting scammed too. Like, as soon as they get the order, you could block them. You know what I'm saying? So it's really about like building that trust and finding somebody who kind of already like knows your aesthetic, knows what you're trying to do, and because they'll be like, they'll go exactly to whatever you say. So if you like miss a small detail and you thought it was common sense, they'll do that exact mess up. And because you didn't tell them that, you know what I'm saying, it's like they just following orders.
Do fashion brands care about being American made? Like, is there big manufacturing companies in America, or is it worth it to start one? It's hard
because like their prices is higher, but I feel like now people like, if it's hard, it's hard. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got stuff like, you got to worry about like fake vegan and real like and hurting animals and stuff like that. So it's stuff where that can kind of come in, but like, I feel like most factories is kind of overseas, because that's kind of like their bread and butter. You know what I'm saying? Like, even from hundreds of years ago, they was always known for like textiles, and like, so they whole infrastructure in some of these countries is set up to be manufacturers. So like, they're gonna have the faster turnaround, they're gonna have the better prices, they're gonna have the quicker shipping. You know what I'm saying? But it is ways to do it in the States, but you kind of limit it as far as like what you can make. In the States works more if it's like buying blanks and like printing on it, or like if you already had the blanks and then you add into it. But overseas it's kind of better for like cut and sew and like making from scratch.
Yeah, I know that's just a big topic in America right now. Like, even if we're talking about Apple or some of these tech companies, like they'll be like, there's like child labor or like slave labor that's making these iPhones or these products in other countries, and we're just like, we got desensitized to it. Like, we don't care. It's like, I'm gonna just get the new iPhone. Like, fuck.
And I feel like when it gets to that point, of them making like multi-billions, that's what probably people mad because they like, y'all got the money to make the factories here. Y'all just continuing to kind of like
make the factories here, but then also it's like it'll probably make the product a bit more expensive for the consumer. But I don't even think that necessarily has to be the case. Like you can just make a little bit less money. If you're Apple, like you don't got to make 100 billion this year. Maybe you can make 90 billion.
Business focused, like they only seeing that dollar. You know what I'm saying? The same reason why like when a new iPhone comes out, any old iPhone's gonna start messing up or something, or like your phone might go
They got
slow.
sued for that. That was a real thing. They actually got sued because people were saying that for the longest, that when the new iPhone dropped, their old phone started getting laggy, their battery got worse, and somebody actually sued Apple and won for that. That was a real thing. They were putting that shit in the software.
It's cheaper to pay the lawsuit than to change it. So they just paid it out and keep doing it. Like, cause if they change it, they probably make so much money from people buying new phones, or like, oh, my camera's not as crisp as it used to be. Like, so it's probably cheaper for them just to pay that lawsuit and keep it moving.
Do you pay attention to how brands like survive through the times or last? Like, cause I think I was watching some documentary. I think it was about Louis Vuitton and how I think Louis Vuitton's been around for like over 100 years, right? Mm-hmm. It was like, I forgot exactly what it was. You might know, but it was like some guy started like as bags or started as like, I think like
it was like luggage. It wasn't.
It was like
clothes.
Luggage.
Clothes kind of just started in like the last 20, 30 years for them.
Yeah, how do you see, like, do you do research on that? Like, how do these brands be lasting for like hundreds of years?
So that's what I said. A lot of these big brands, it'd be a lot of be like families, or a lot of them already owned by a certain company. So it's like two companies that own the whole fashion industry.
Really?
So that's basically like, think of it like a Nike and Adidas. So like you got LVMH and you got Kering. So
what do they own?
LVMH is Louis Vuitton, Moet, Hennessy. That's what that means. But they own from like Louis to, you might have like Balenciaga to Marc Jacobs. Like all these big brands are all under one label. Or you could think about like the music industry, like Def Jam and Atlantic kind of thing. So like now they are able to use all their resources and like their factories and they PR marketing people. So like you have, each brand has their own brand, but then they have like a parent company that's like making sure they make the money and boom, boom. So once you get to a certain point, a lot of these brands get bought out by these bigger, just like conglomerates. And that's why the guy that owns Louis Vuitton is the richest person in the world, because
is Elon Musk not the richest person in the world?
Right now, it changed. Like, I know during COVID it was because people was out there shopping and people had a lot of money just to, but yeah, so it definitely fluctuates to just like, and that goes into like, they own like liquor, like LVMH owns like Moet, Hennessy, all these different liquor brands.
So the same people that own Louis Vuitton own Moet and Hennessy?
Yeah, that's the originator. But and then bro, they own jewelry company. Like I think they just bought Tiffany's. They bought Off-White. So once you make it to that certain, that's like they're gonna give you a crazy number. They're gonna be like, yo, you I think they partnered with Supreme and bought half of Supreme for like $1 billion. They was like the first streetwear company evaluated at $1 billion. So like they're gonna give you a crazy deal. They're gonna like take over, like you're gonna use their factories because they already got all the infrastructure set up. You know what I'm saying? So like,
is that like a monopoly? Is that
for sure
stopping upcoming brands in any way?
But some people be like, I don't want to do that, but that's like, look at it as like them signing to a major, or them like, you know what I'm saying? Look at all the companies that's like rappers. So say like you got the people that's gonna still want to be independent, like a Nipsey or a Dolph, and you got the people that's like, nah, I want that label to take it to that next level, like the Drake. I want a machine behind me with my talent.
Would you sell to one of these parent companies?
For sure. I got a number in mind, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. I'm out.
That's the same thing with like that's like all industries, bro. Like I think I've seen some shit where it's like two companies own like all candy brands, all like chocolate and
they
candy
give you the
brands.
illusion of like you could be competing like Louis better than Gucci, and
but they really are owned by the same person. That's crazy.
Same people, and it's a map on like, and it shows you just the web of like, bro, it's every designer brand. So, you know, when you walk into like you might be in like LA and go to like Beverly Hills, and you see all those brands, like they might have the low, a plug on the real estate. So they might not be paying the same amount. You know what I'm saying? So it's different. It's definitely conglomerates of like how it all works.
Something just feels weird about that. It's like manufactured competition. I don't know.
Yeah. So it's just like the power of the illusion of choice.
The illusion of choice.
But
that's crazy.
But it's two sides. That's why like Gucci and Louis are like arch rivals, because like they're the biggest. So I know with Karen, cause I did like a school project on this when I first got hip to it, bro. I think Karen is like Gucci, Balenciaga. You might have like a Fendi. You might have like you probably can't even pull it up, but it will show you the whole chart of like, but everything is literally owned by those two. And then you got even smaller size of that where you might have like the streetwear side or like Palm Angels. It was like Off-White, all those like streetwear kind of vibes. They were owned by like a similar thing like that too. So it gets to the point where like, that's what I said, it's a lot of, it gets deeper than that. It's a lot of like independent brands going up against monster houses. So you really can't compare yourself and like worry about that doing, because they might have $100 million budget every year and you might be doing it out of pocket. You know what I'm saying? So like, definitely take the comparison out. And they might just have a 50-person team. You know what I'm saying? Like, they might have the infrastructure. They might have the resources to the factories. So it's just like, you know what I'm saying? You got to kind of run your own race. You know what I'm saying?
So you have a number in mind. For sure. You would sell one day.
Yeah, 222.
222 million?
Yeah, I'm out.
222 million. That's a good number.
I'll start Wednesday or Thursday or something, but...
Start Wednesdays? Oh, that'd be crazy.
I'd just
they'd be like, look, only you got one stipulation in your contract. You can't start another brand. What about that?
222. Yeah. I don't even know if I can spend that.
Yeah, you'd be good with that. You'd be good with that.
You could definitely that's what I'm saying. You could spend half and still have 100 put up.
Live off the interest. Let that shit grow.
Bro. 222 after tax, because you don't want to get 222 then get tax.
You really need like 444 then.
Yeah, you know what I'm
tax
saying?
Crazy.
At least 300 something, but like...
How big is your team right now?
Mainly, bro, like I still do a lot of everything. I got like people that definitely help, like even from like assistant back in Vegas, but like, bro, I'm still to the point. I'm still shipping orders. I'm still writing emails. I wore every hat before, bro. Because like I'll bring people on and I've moved at a speed so fast. Like I ask somebody to do it before the day over, I just end up doing it. You know what I'm saying? Just because like I'm used to a certain speed of just like. Just knock it out. This is my team right here, bro. This iPad.
You do all your designs on there?
Everything, bro. That's my whole brain.
Yeah, what app are you using for like make designs and stuff?
Procreate. And then I'll send that over and like, so I'll draw like the shapes and then, but bro, I used to make designs on Snapchat. I used to like draw stuff on my finger. So I just got an iPad like maybe 2 years ago. So before that, I was doing stuff like copy paste on Snapchat, Instagram. I would like make crazy like sketches. Like it was kind of insane. I don't know how I was doing it, but like, I don't recommend that at all. Some
of these apps have like cool, just even editing stuff like TikTok. Like you can edit actually fire videos on TikTok. Like the actual effects they have.
Kind of built in because it's like they don't want you to leave the app because you can go to some other app and they like we might as well just incorporate that. But definitely like I remember when Instagram started adding like the IG story when they stole that from Snapchat. Like I was doing a lot of like text or editing or like I'll put over and just screenshot, send it over. And then I had the manufacturers make like a mock-up or something, but a lot of it was like the rough sketches on Snapchat and Instagram.
That's interesting too. How I forgot that Instagram didn't have stories. Over time, it was just companies adapt to like if another company
made Snapchat kind of fall off because that was their main feature of like stories for 24 hours.
Yep. Then even like with TikTok came that now they introduced Reels, YouTube introduced Shorts.
Yeah, they all.
What is and I guess in the fashion world is there stuff? Are you like paying attention to what's popular at the moment, like trying to adapt your brand to what's going on?
Because that can be tricky because you can end up subconsciously like biting without even thinking you biting. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the same thing I think even with artists. A lot of artists say like, I just listen to myself. You know what I'm saying? So I'll see what's going on. I'll people watch. I'll see like trends. I can like forecast kind of like, especially when I'm like traveling or going overseas, I just look at people's outfits, like see shapes, see cuts. But I don't follow no brands.
You don't follow any brands?
Nah. So like I'll see if it goes viral, gets big. Like of course I'm gonna see like the Pharrell Louis Vuitton stuff, but I'm not like purposely following brands on purpose because I was like, I might scroll down and think I got an original idea in 2-3 weeks, and then somebody be like, yo, that's the exact same of, you know what I'm saying? So I purposely try to like not look at other brands.
They say fashion like revolves, like things come back around.
Every 20 years. That's just because like people say somebody started a trend, he ended up being different, everybody kind of catches on, and then he wants to change his style now because everybody look like him now. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's the same thing with people wearing baggy pants now. Like the first person probably wore skinny pants because everybody was wearing baggy pants.
I'm glad the baggy pants came back. I wore skinny pants for a little while.
Bro,
I had to bring it. Like,
it's just part of the evolution, bro. But then like everybody wore skinnies, and somebody was like, bro, I want to wear baggy now. It's probably gonna get a point where everybody gonna wear baggy, and it's gonna go back to like fitted pants again. I don't know if it'll be like as skinny as it was, but it might be like more fitted or more like clean or more like might be polos and might go professional on some like Tyler, Kanye West look. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's gonna always adapt because people not gonna keep looking like everybody else.
I will say the tight pants vibe is a little weird. Like you'll see like gangster rappers with like the tightest pants. I'm like,
those ones you gotta watch out for, man.
You gotta watch out for them.
That's the ones. That's the most dangerous ones.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe we can get to some of this stuff you done recently. So okay, so 2023, Something in the Water. You did a collab with Coastal Edge. I stopped by that day. I don't think I might have grabbed a shirt. I don't know if I grabbed something, but I was there that day. How did that collab come about?
Bro,
how was
I
that?
actually had the meeting in Vegas. Shout out to Gabe Niles, man. He the one that kind of quarterbacked that play.
Really?
I let him know, like, bro, I'm really trying to do something in the water stuff, come back home, like. And he was cool with D from Coastal Edge, and he kind of set it up. We ended up meeting in Vegas, and then we kind of just like kind of vibed and stuff. And I went to the op. I still got the original sketches, and I was just seeing him a bunch of different just like ideas and mock-ups, and went into production. Like all happened kind of quick, and then Coastal Edge. I knew, you know what I'm saying? It's always been, it's like a staple since our childhood growing up, but then I didn't know how big they really are. Like they kind of put the machine behind it and put it in the different stores. They had me doing like press and stuff for it. So that was just dope to see and kind of just, because I remember the first Something in the Water, bro, I gave a hat to Pharrell. And I was like, next time I do something, I want to do some merch or a collab or something when I come back. So that was always kind of like a bucket list thing to do.
Were you at that Something in the Water? Did you come or were you like in Vegas?
No, I came back for sure because we that and we had our own tent of just like, so we ended up getting the tent to just like, but we didn't even have enough merch because we was only worried about the Coastal Edge joint. So then we ended up getting a tent for Something in the Water. We kind of just made like an installation of like some like custom 1-on-1 pieces for that joint. So we was definitely like going back and forth between both booths kind of thing.
Is this an ongoing partnership? Like, is that stuff still in the store?
I don't know now if it's sold out. I know we talked about doing a second one. We was talking about it for the October one, but then that got canceled. So like, probably find out closer to the date. You know what I'm saying? If they'll do something again this year, but
for the next Something in the Water.
Yeah, but I think it was definitely a good collab, good partnership. Like I say, he put me on. I was on the news and doing interview runs and radio and. That's even how me and Shaggy got locked in. So when we did the Something in the Water, we did an interview with Shaggy, and that's how we kind of got locked into. We just did one recently, so.
I saw that. How was that? Has that came out yet?
Yeah, he was doing it live. I'm a night owl, bro, so like he did that thing like 8 a.m. on a Friday, bro. But we just tapped in after that. And he always been like watching the story and see what's going on in Vegas. So when he was like saw us back, he was like, "Yo, come by." I'm thinking he was going just trying to like cop a jacket. He was like. No, I'm trying to get you on the air, so it just turned to like, I found out like the night before.
Bro, Shaggy's a staple in the city too. I actually just booked him for the pod the other day. He's coming on in January.
Tell me that. That's fine. Nah, he got some crazy stories, bro. Me and him was talking. He got some.
Yeah, he been out here for like. I think he just signed his new deal with Z104. I think it was like a 3-year deal, but he's been doing this shit for like 20 years out here.
He told me he was in the studio when they made "Drop It Like It's Hot."
Really?
I'm like, yeah, I would have tried to hop on that song or something. But that got to be a legendary, just like. Story, you know what I'm saying? Just hearing the beats and then seeing what that song became, like.
I might gotta write that down. I didn't know that. I gotta ask him about that.
He got some stories because I think he used to work with Teddy Riley, so that's kind of how that whole Neptune and that VA scene. He was writing the mix of it.
Did you watch Pharrell's movie?
Yeah, I saw
bro. I didn't know that. That's how Pharrell blew up. Like Teddy Riley opened a studio in Virginia Beach.
And it's crazy because his son, Teddy Riley's son, lives in Vegas, so that's one of my good homies now. He's a DJ out there, so it's like I joined this small world, bro, full circle. Just like
real. Shout out to Gabe too, bro. Gabe's helped us out with a few things. That's my boy.
Gabe is the mayor of Virginia, bro.
He actually had a talk with the mayor of Virginia Beach. See that flyer up top right there?
Bro, I'm telling.
But there was like some boxing shit,
bro. But I think he's just the perfect mix of like. He could talk to the corporations and he's still tapping into the street, so he can kind of be just that middle ground. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
Gabe's a cool dude, man. What it is too, he's not afraid to put people on.
Yeah, he's not like thinking that's gonna take from his plate.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Even though he's a successful person too, he's had crazy moments over the years himself. Now I really fuck with Gabe and Sonny.
And we met through we really got locked in through the Drum days because me and Drum used to do a lot of work back when like
I seen you guys did a collab. It was like a Tuesday broccoli collab, right?
Yeah, we did a broccoli hats when that joint was going crazy. So like ever since that day, we've been locked in with them, all the Rebel League guys and stuff. So just nurturing those relationships. Like never would I thought that would have led to that. Would have led to, you know what I'm saying. So my whole thing is just like plant seeds. You never know where they gonna lead.
Bro,
to.
it sounds cliche, but that's what people always say. Like right place, right time. But what it really is you just got to do the work, and you will. Really, what it is you have to have your mind set to see opportunities. So like if it's like when you buy a red car, like you don't really ever notice red cars, but now you have this red car, so all you see is red cars.
Yeah, facts.
So you have to have your mind like tuned to that frequency of opportunities to like notice them when they come.
Just bringing something to the table, because like it got to be a two-way street. Like you can't just, you got to bring value. You know what I'm saying? My whole thing is like I bring value now and I worry about it like later how it might work out. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of, my thing is like planting seeds. I always say like shaking hands, kissing babies, bro. Like knowing how to network. A lot of people think just being outside talking is networking, but like you got to actually like, this person can lead to this person, that. But then it can't come off as too like not ingenuine. You know what I'm saying? It's still got to be like out of place of love, out of place of like respect, like, because then people can feel that energy like he's just trying to use me to get something. And that's going to be a bigger turnoff. You know what I'm saying? You might block your blessings doing that.
Yeah. I think it's about being genuine, bro. Being like when you're a good person and you're passionate about what you do, like people will sense that.
And they want to help you in if they see you already like I said, you already got to kind of have something going, and it's kind of just adding that flame to the fire versus like doing or versus trying to get somebody to do all the work for you.
Yeah.
And just ask for a handout. You know what I'm saying? So you definitely they want to be like, all right, I see him doing this thing without me, so let me help. Let me make this call for him. Let me do this, do that.
For sure. So okay, so we talking about Gabe. You talking about Rebel League, the scene a bit. You work with Drum. What is your view on the 757 scene right now? Like you've been in Vegas for a few years. I know I'm sure you're tapped in with some people from out here, so you've been kind of seeing where it's at. Yeah, what do you think about the scene right now? I think
the most prominent scene in VA right now is the DJ scene.
I agree.
I feel like that's I wouldn't really you know how most cities have like their Kendrick or they have their Drake. I don't think it's like a.
We got DJs.
Yeah, I think the DJ and kind of, bro. Even like I was telling all people like if all these DJs even went to Vegas, bro. You know Vegas is nothing but parties, and bro, Vegas DJs be trash, bro. It'd be the same top 40. So like people out here really doing transitions and mix. I think just that Social Supply channel is like and because we be in Vegas listening to the DJ mixes out there. You know what I'm saying? So
the Social Supply mixes. That's fire.
So it's like we be playing that through the crib, or we might have a party or kickback, and that might be on the TV. So like people even out there is seeing, we putting people on, you know what I'm saying, those DJs out there. But like just that vibe and those transitions, those mixing, a lot of DJs, even out west, bro, you don't hear it. You know what I'm saying? So like I would even say too of just like traveling too, because like you'll realize it's so much more than VA too. Even though VA is always home, is always the base, like that's gonna just expand your palette. That's gonna just expand your creativity. You're gonna see different things and just like you're gonna realize how small everything is connected versus like, let me just try to be the biggest in my city. It's gonna make the city like you more. They see you doing something else outside of the city. And then when you come back, it's that love, it's that support, it's that, oh, I'm proud of you, boom, boom. But really like, okay, having a plan to make it work here, but like, let me start looking like making these little trips. It could be weekend trips. It can be you and the homies going somewhere for a week and y'all get an Airbnb, so it's not just like mad expensive. You know what I'm saying? Just the way is to be outside, to like shake those hands in person. Cause you can always do only with so much DMing or like networking through the app. Like it really helps when you in person, face behind it, like connecting, cause they see you like, oh, he at the same spot I'm at. You know what I'm saying? So he got to be serious about that, or you know what I'm saying? It's just a lot of those connections still have to be in person.
I agree. DJs are probably the most prominent pieces of our scene right now. I've been saying that. I feel like it started in the 757. Like it's very apparent here that like this whole year, like it hasn't been many like shows with artists performing. Like most of our events, like tonight, Gabe's been at Back Bars, like a few things going on this weekend. But most of our events in 2024 have been just DJ spinning. Because that's where people want to go. People want to have a good time, just get some drinks, you know what I'm saying, dance. But I feel like that's about to roll over to just hip-hop as a whole. Because, you know, hip-hop started out as a DJ being the forefront. And now it seems like it's circling back to that.
Everything cycles, bro. And then that's going to be when DJs have enough staying to, like, oh, this is my artist, and be able to put them on. You're going to see that 1-2 punch, and just, like, it's going to all, like, full circle back. But I think it's getting to a point now people not really following the venues, they following the DJs.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So, but just that, and it's just, I feel like it's a new like era too. It's a new wave. Like, of course we had that Missy, Pharrell, Timbo, crazy VA legendary scene, but like now it's that, like I said, it's almost that 20-year gap.
We gonna have another one, bro. The thing is with VA, bro, it's hard to make it out of here. But if you really think about it, all of our artists that made it are legendary. Like they have longevity. They change the game. They don't just get into the game and just like conform to whatever's happening. They change the game in some way.
You'd be surprised how many people from VA outside of VA, bro. Like you will meet people in LA, New York, and they'll have roots in VA or grew up in VA and just move. So like VA is still outside of VA too. You know what I'm saying? So I met people, like I say, even Teddy Riley's son, like he from Virginia and stuff like that, but that's in Vegas. So you might meet people in Vegas that's still tied in VA, and that's just a networking thing right there. Both of y'all being from Virginia.
Oh wait, so was he born, I guess, at that time when Teddy Riley moved here?
Probably,
the whole Pharrell thing?
So okay. he a little young. He probably like 21, 22, but just like a lot of people think like outside of VA, it's a lot of people outside of VA, bro. You know what I'm saying?
And then even people that live here, a lot of them are from other places. Military place.
Exactly.
It's like
I
feel like Virginia is like,
that melted
in a weird way, the country kind of the rest of the country doesn't really think about as much, but I feel like Virginia is like at the forefront of culture in America in a weird way. Like here is just like it's just a melting pot of everybody, and it's like I would say, I don't know, I just feel like Virginia has the coolest people. Like I've been in New York, I've been to LA, I've been to a few different spots, and it just feels like Virginia has just the humble people that are like real people, and like just I don't know. Maybe I'm just biased because I live here.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I mean, even a lot of those big cities, bro, like that's all they used to. So they can't even really see their city. That's why I think what helped me out going to Vegas, bro, because a lot of people in Vegas can't really see Vegas because they've been there their whole life. They in it. So I was able to go there with like fresh eyes. You know what I'm saying? And kind of just like redesign Vegas, but from my POV, from like an outsider versus like, to them, that might be something they do every weekend. That might be the normal boom, boom. But, yeah, that's why I even think that's why a lot of artists in Vegas didn't, like, pop because they were in it. And you know what I'm saying? So you only have, like, the Dizzy Rights and, like, you have Baby Kings from there.
Is he? I didn't know that. I fuck King.
He went to school like that, but he had to, like, leave and get out. But it's, like, taking that leap and leaving and then coming back, it's going to make you appreciate your city more, and you're going to see so much. You're going to have, like, be super inspired. Like, nah, I'm gonna create this, I'm gonna create that. And that's gonna kind of just like it's never gonna hurt to travel. You know what I'm saying? You're never gonna go backwards from traveling. It's gonna only like inspire you this way. You're gonna see something, you're gonna meet this person, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like all those little points add up.
Yeah, I think traveling is key. Opens up your perspective a little bit. I guess last question. How was your first ever in-store at this, I don't even know what this is, honestly, at the MCM and the Forum? I know you were doing hand sewing.
Yeah, we did something for F1. So
is that NASCAR? F1?
Yeah, it's similar. It's a different kind of thing, but it's so yeah, F1. Like I said, the year before that was the one you saw kind of the ASAP and Rihanna thing. So like that's something new to Vegas. Vegas is kind of becoming like a sports town. They're trying to make it from like less Sin City to more like
less about gambling. And
just like kid-friendly sports, they trying to get
making Vegas kid-friendly is crazy. That's gonna take some work.
Trying to get a different, bro. I'm telling you, it's more money like that versus like the Sin City. So like, it's been rebranding, but yeah. So that happened. Just bro, I shot a random DM and it hit basically, and then she was like, I was on LinkedIn, shot a random DM, and she was like, yo, check your email, a couple of days, and I had a DM from a lady. She was kind of like, would you be interested in painting some bags at the MCM store during F1? I was like, I'm not really a painter, but what you think about this? And I started like pitching them ideas back. And that was just one of the times of like, I had the resume, seen the work, was in Vegas to meet the team there. It kind of just all clicked on all cylinders. So that's something that's exciting to see where that can go, because, you know what I'm saying, that might turn to a part 2, part 3s. You never know what, like I said, planting those seeds, bro. Like, and it's cool because now it adds that level of like, all right, we collab with the sports side, we've collabed with like the luxury side, we've collabed with these different fields, these different industries. You know what I'm saying? So that was definitely one of them ones where I had to sit back. And it's crazy because I got a picture on my Instagram, bro, from 9 years ago. I still got it up there. It's me in an MCM tank top. And the caption says 2Z's X MCM. And this is 2013.
What is MCM, though? What does that stand for?
Hey, bro, I don't want to it's a German word. I don't want to like say it wrong, but it's
so that's like the parent company of F1. Like F1 is under that.
They're completely different. F1 is just that weekend. So like, it was basically just F1 weekend. They wanted to do like something special. So imagine like the Super Bowl coming to Virginia, and stores out here doing like a Super Bowl collection or a Super Bowl event. So F1 is kind of a whole different thing, and they kind of basically just race around like Dubai and Miami, Vegas. Like that's their season. How an NBA player will have like away games, they kind of race into all these top cities. So Vegas just kind of became like the new city added to F1. So like that kind of became a big deal in Vegas. So they wanted to do like a installation, but it's not always connected to F1. Like we could probably do a different event. It could be like some for Fashion Week or something. You know what I'm saying? So just now building that relationship and getting that, knowing how those collabs go, just get my foot in the door. I feel like 2025 is about to be one of them ones.
Full circle. I feel like, you said you posted a picture in 2013 with them. We're also trying to I think they're trying to bring more sports stuff out here to 757. Like Michael Vick just became the head coach of NSU.
And that's the thing I'm even trying to do, bro. I want to get into like designing jerseys for high schools and like.
But no, if we get a sports team out here, whatever sports team it is, if you got that collab to do the sports design, I feel like it would only be right. That'd be crazy. End goal
was always like to bring a team to VA or like just do the jerseys and do some crazy stuff. But like that's always one of the. But that's, I want to say that's kind of one of the reasons I had moved to there. It was just like I knew what Vegas was. Like I said, being able to infiltrate that sports scene, because we don't have no teams, we don't have like no big hotels, and I had the celebs and stuff in it, but I wanted my collabs. I was like, I really want like big collabs so that can kind of like give me more leverage for future meetings and stuff like that. So like that, I feel like Vegas was specifically for the collabs. So I look at it in that sense.
Hell yeah. Chazz, I appreciate you.
Oh, boy.
Is there anything else you want to touch on? Anything else you want to lead the people with? Anything like upcoming that people should know about?
Bobby, give me a crazy question, man.
We got Bobby Blaze in the background and behind the scenes.
On the boulevard and such.
You see the Bradley and Cooper thing we did with the wigs?
Yeah, I see the wigs over there.
We better bring that shit back.
I seen the wigs over there because he's seen the growth. So give me a crazy.
What you think, Bob? You got a question for bro?
What was that one? You know, even as a creator, I feel like what was that one significant transitionary event that was like,
like a pivotal? What was like a pivotal moment?
What was that pivotal moment in the Tuesday?
I'm gonna say recent. I'm gonna give you two answers. Recent, it was definitely the MCM, because it's just like my mama probably wore this. You know what I'm saying? Like just called on mom and like, yeah, we just got the MCM collab. It sounded crazy, but before that, I would say it had to been the Chris Brown thing, bro, because that's what like made it real to a lot of other people. Because I was always selling. I remember I did a pop-up shop in Hampton. I had my hat still for $45. And I remember somebody like, $45? Like, boom, boom.
That's too much.
And then I remember Chris Brown wore it. I came back, and that same girl brought it, no question. Like, so it kind of like changed perception. And we from Virginia, bro. We grew up watching Chris Brown. This was, you know what I'm saying? Like, he shot it with a video in that joint. So, like, that was one of the ones I was like, I just kind of got addicted to that feeling. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, I would say Chris Brown is like the fucking GOAT, bro. If he didn't have the scandal with Rihanna, like we would literally be looking at him as like Michael Jackson of this era,
bro. So that's definitely. And I never like got a chance. I met him kind of one time in Vegas. Like I snuck past security and all that. Like I'd be finessing, bro. But I never really had a chance to sit down and like really chop it up with him. But like I know it's coming, but because he always, you know what I'm saying, he into like the streetwear, he support a lot of like up and coming designers. He's never been like the type to like gatekeep or like, you know, he got 5-6 different fits per show. So like they always looking for clothes and stuff. So definitely that was kind of the one, and I could say it. So recently was the MCM, and then before that was the Chris Brown.
Fire. Thank you, bro. We appreciate it. If you guys are watching this, we appreciate you for tuning in.
Yes,
All
sir.
bros links will be in description. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna see y'all soon.
Man.
Peace.
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yeah.